Pack up the bags, let's hit the road, my dear. Cruising through the fields where the air is clear. Windows down, breeze in the night. Country roads and the stars shining bright. Let's go on a road trip, just you and me. Oh yeah, in the land where the heart runs free.
Hello. So I got all my work done, and I'm heading to Colettes to do her groceries, garbage, pills, and laundry. And I have my sweatshirt on, and it's now 51 degrees, and I'm kind of hot. So I thought I would take you with me through the country. When we get close to Castle Rock, I will end it. So I think when I'm at the grocery store today, I'm going to get some strawberries. Because someone really has me in the mood for strawberries. I don't usually buy strawberries throughout the winter because they're just not that good. I actually bought 2 strawberry plants. I wonder if you can, well, yeah, you can grow strawberries in Scotland because Farmer Pete buys strawberries from Scotland once in a while. I don't know why, since they use so many strawberries, they don't try growing some of their own. Maybe over by the willow field. That would be kind of fun. My problem was, and I'm putting my strawberries in hanging baskets this year, and I'm hanging them. Because the problem I have with anything like that grows on the ground, like pumpkins, watermelon, cantaloupe, the rabbits, as soon as I get this cutest tiny little watermelon, and the next day it was gone. The rabbits got it. So anything I want to grow like that, I have to put in a hanging basket. And I guess once it starts getting fruit on it, I'll have to, I don't know, put braces under the fruits. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So I looked at my take a walk with me from this morning, and I was pretty impressed when I was over by the coop door that you could still hear me really good. So we're going to have to experiment with that a little more. Maybe that's why you don't need wireless mics. I don't know. Maybe tonight I'll turn it on and then I'll walk away and just keep talking, and we'll see how far I can go before you can't hear me anymore. I hope you were able to get on YouTube and zoom in on Pikes Peak. It is so pretty. And another thing I don't understand is I'm standing there looking at Pikes Peak, but when I look at the camera, you can't even see it. So for some reason, I'm trying to look now. See, like on my right, Mr. Heidemann's auction sale. He unfortunately passed away, so they're selling. This road is actually Heidemann Road, and Jim knows the whole story. But anyway, it's right here, but when I look at the camera, it still looks far away. So I wish I could zoom in. I will have to do some research on that. I don't think I can. Now, what I don't understand is StreamYard does not recommend using your phone, but I have not had a problem. I'm streaming both to YouTube and Facebook. I can't do Instagram until I forgot what it said. I have to do some key or something. And I can't do TikTok because they need 1,000 followers, and I only have 76. So if you are on TikTok, please go to Heartland Ranch, Colorado and follow me so that I can start live streaming on TikTok. I would so appreciate that. And don't forget to like and share and follow us if you haven't on both YouTube and Facebook and TikTok, Heartland Ranch, Colorado. I would really appreciate it. I was going to do a video of just me sitting in front of the camera talking about stuff, but I think while we're on this road trip, I could talk to you about something that I wanted to, which is people who are on social media. And they depend on social media to bring in income. For someone like me, who has been diagnosed with COPD, and it's hard for me to do anything strenuous without not being able to breathe. It's a good thing. Something else I would like to point out is I think it was last month or a couple months ago. It probably could have been a couple of years ago. I saw it a couple months ago. Katie Van Slyke was getting feedback, I guess, about how she should get a real job. Well, I just want you to understand if I could get a real job, I could work 40 hours a week. Doing what I do, I work 60 to 70 hours a week. There's so much that goes behind doing live streams, recording videos, editing videos, putting videos together. And if you don't do that, you really don't have a clue. I always say that when somebody asks my opinion, if I have not experienced that actual situation, I will tell that person, I have never experienced your situation, but if you want my opinion, here it is. I will never tell somebody how to do something if I've never walked in those shoes. I mean, if you ask me, how do you fix this? And I don't know, I'm going to tell you I have no idea. But I'd also like to learn. And that's why I guess I bugged my dad a lot. I'm a watch and learn kind of person. And my dad used to repair TVs. I ended up being his tube tester because I guess my head would be like in the TV watching what he was doing. Well, in the back of the TV. So he gave me a job to test the tubes. He probably already had them tested, but just to keep me out of the back of the TV. Anyway, so back to what I was talking about. When I was doing band photography and I was doing my show, Raven on the Rock, I would have, and it would be live, and I would have, it wasn't video though, it was just audio on a radio. It went through a radio station. You have to prepare for that. Like for my Raven on the Rock show, I would have to, and I'm doing this all myself. I have no help. I would have to contact the bands, see if they would want to be on the show. They would have to drive to my studio. And with musicians, you always tell them the show starts a half an hour before it actually does, because they're always like, okay, 95% of musicians are usually late. So I would have to schedule the band. I would have to do research on that band to know what questions to ask them for the next 2 hours. I would have to line up all the music and their music and the commercials. And I'm doing all this myself. And I'm sure there were people out there saying she needs to get a real job. Why? I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm loving what I'm doing. It is a real job. When I was doing band photography, I love doing band photography. I would usually take around 250 pictures per show. One night, Jake's Roadhouse, and I'm sure I told this story before years ago. I grew up outside of Chicago. My mother was one of those, she wasn't a helicopter parent, but I think she was like afraid of everything. And I grew up when the Hells Angels were real big and had negative publicity and stuff. And so motorcycle gangs to me were negative. You don't want to be around motorcycle gangs. So I had to do this show. Mind you, I'm alone. I did know the band. I tried not to go anywhere I didn't know about without someone with me. So one of the band members, I asked if I could ride with them. They said yes. So we get to Jake's Roadhouse, and out in front are like 40 motorcycles. And my heart starts going, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die tonight. Mind you, usually 250 pictures around a show. That night, I took 600 pictures, and I never had more fun in my life. They were the best group of people I had ever seen. And I always started, before the show would start, I would make an announcement. I'm taking pictures. They're going to be on the internet. If there's a picture you don't want your wife or husband to see, let me know. I will make sure I do not take pictures of you. Just in case they were there with somebody else. So I learned that. Don't be negative unless you have to. Don't go to a situation negative. Always go into a situation positive. because it turned out to be one of the best nights of my life. I had so much fun. I took 600 pictures, which Sunday morning I have to go through 600 pictures and edit them. So don't tell me it's not a real job. So working on social media, I mean, I know somebody in Texas who keeps building barns with the money that he's making off social media. I know somebody else who builds things on their farm or their ranch just from the money they make on social media. I'm not asking to build or buy a ranch. That's not my goal. And you know, a lot of people probably say, if you're going to do it, go big or don't do it at all. Well, I just want to survive. There's not a lot of jobs I can do. I really need the shop on my Heartland Ranch, Colorado website to do better than it is. Usually, you know, the first 6 months you're never ahead because of, I mean, if you're doing it yourself like I am, and I'm like the t-shirts I'm doing myself, because if I went through a company to do my t-shirts, because I have my logo on the front, I have my trademark slogan on the back, and I have a silhouette of a horse on the sleeve, I would have to sell those t-shirts for like $35 or $40 just to make like a $3 profit. And I can't do it. I cannot do it. So I'm going to make them myself, because the people at t-shirts.com or whatever, when they make those t-shirts, there's no love going into it. They can't wait till their shift ends. You know, when I do it, it's all made with love. I'm not saying I don't cuss a couple times, but mostly made with love. So anyway, so back to social media, the way you can help people grow their channels and actually make Facebook pay them or YouTube pay that person. We have to depend on the general public to, number one, follow our page. Number two, like the actual video. So if you're watching a video, just watching it, yeah, it counts as a view, but it doesn't really count towards the money you're going to make. So you actually have to just, it takes like a millisecond to hit that little thumbs up. So you have to do that to every video that you watch. It also helps if you comment, even if you just say hi. That's all you got to do. And most importantly, to grow the channel, it would really help if you would either share the page or share the video, and then other people will look at that video and go to your page and like your page. So, like, share, follow, comment. Would really, really help us a lot. And please don't say get a real job, because it's a lot of work. I mean, even for, well, not for this one, this is just a road trip. I usually try to think of something I would like to talk about on the way. But like this morning's road trip, I had to look up the birthdays for today. I had to decide what positive saying I was going to use today and why. Tonight's live stream, I had to pick a driving lesson from the Colorado Rules of the Road that I think people need some education on. So I had to look it up and write it down on my little piece of paper. I also had to go into one of my courses and pick a question and write all that out. So it's work. It's not like, you know, a young girl at a concert hitting the record button. When people actually do live streams for a living, it takes some work. So what I don't understand, maybe someone can answer this for me. Not that I'm planning on having any blood in my videos. I know I did a couple of years ago because I remember I was feeding Raven and I was giving her a treat and I wasn't paying attention. I was distracted and she actually bit the palm of my skin under my thumb. And I mean, it was gushing. It was gushing blood. And I don't think I got in trouble for that. But my question is, so when Dalscone Farm lambs a sheep, there's blood. I see red. I don't know. And all their videos are there. When Sandy Brock lambs a sheep and there's blood, sepia. So Sandy Brock makes her videos sepia when she's lambing a sheep. So you can't see the red blood because she said she will get a strike for that. I don't understand. I mean, come on, YouTube. It's a birth. People are trying to be transparent about this stuff. It's educational. I could see if it was a person, you know, who just got hit by a car or got shot and there's blood everywhere. I can understand that. But these are sheep and goats and cows that people are, you know, birthing on YouTube as for educational purposes. And I'll tell you what, between Dalscone Farm and the New York State Fair Dairy Cow Birthing Center, that is a mouthful. I could probably birth a cow or a sheep or a goat. I don't know about a pygmy. I do have small hands. But I'm scared when Ben is birthing a pygmy, so because they're so tiny. So we are coming up. When I moved out here, these houses were not here. This was just all open land. So sad. And here comes my favorite rock walls on each side of this road. I just think that is so cool. I know there's a way to figure out how old rocks are. That just blows me away. So I didn't look on the map because the last time we came this way, I don't know what this is right here. I don't think this is Castle Rock. I think this still might be, but it can't be. Well, maybe it is Franktown. I don't know. I will let you know tonight because I will look at the address of the King Supers after I get to Colettes, and I will let you know what city, town, or village this is. So anyway, it is now 66 degrees because I am going down in altitude. And if I don't get a break to take the sweatshirt off, I'm going to be turning the air conditioner on. I just want you to know that it's been washed like 3 or 4 times already, but my Christmas calories don't count. Sweatshirt is very, very warm, even after it's been washed, and it's like really great quality. All right, so I'm going to let y'all go. Have a wonderful day. Make someone smile today. And we will see you tonight.
Driving down the road with the mountain